Hello everybody, my name is Plague Stomp and welcome to... I don't know how to explain it. Hold on, give me 1 second, okay? Let me just make sure everything is fixed here. It's been a while since I'm streaming on Facebook, so this should be interesting. Let me see... Where is it? Here we go, limiter. Because the sound's a bit high. Let's turn it down just a bit here. There we go. You guys should hear me a little better. A little better. Alright, so same rules still apply. I will be playing the game as is. I will act out the main character. Sorry, getting some water. I will play the game as is. I will act out the main character. I will not choose the love interest yet. I will wait. And the entire game is voice acted, except for the main character and the main character's thoughts and the narrator. So this I have not played through. I want to play through this before their third game comes out. Their third game is called, I think it's called Astra, something like that. I can't remember. It's supposed to be dealing with space. Like each game has a different variation of characters, but all of the characters are like derived from the game before. And I'll go through the other games too, eventually, but this one is one that I've been trying to get through, because this is a very long one. I bought this as soon as it came out a few months ago, so this one is definitely on my top to-do list to play. So let's get started. Now, I think... yeah, I did start it already, but what I'll do is I will erase that data. We're starting from scratch here, because it's been a while since I've played it, and I have no idea what happened. Let me just make sure here that my voice is actually a lot louder than the actual game. I'm gonna play it on my phone. I want to see if my voice is actually louder than the actual game. Give me a second, guys. Yep, yeah, it's louder. Awesomeness. Okay, so here we go. Ethereal Enigma. That's what the name of the game is. Ethereal Enigma. Okay, so we have to pick our name. Now, usually when I play these games, I usually will... I'll pick a name like that's... I'll try to choose a good name for the protagonist, especially since they're like, this is an anime, so I'll always try to pick a good name for the protagonist. There is one game that I will play that I have tried to play on stream before, but I never got too far into it. And that's Ace Academy. Ace Academy is it's similar to this, except it's about giant mechs, and the way that that game is, the character is American. So I'd choose an American name for it. In this game specifically, I think the character is Japanese. So we're going to choose a Japanese name, or try to think of one, at least. So, let's see. Let's go with, I guess, let's go with a generic one. Let's say Hiro. Hiro is a generic, not a generic Japanese name, but a common one. And last name will be... sorry, that's my phone. Last name will be... I'm just gonna make one up. I don't know. Natsutashi? No. Ankane? I don't know. Akai. Hiro Akai. I like that. Yeah, that's a good name. Let's go. Alright, so, like I said, this is a visual novel. I will be playing the part of the protagonist or the main character. I'm sorry if I mess up, because I have not read one of these in a long time. So, yeah. Here we go. I awaken to the sound of shuffling. My mind feels fuzzy, still floating somewhere between dreams and reality.
Good morning!
Again, like I said, it's voice acted. Let me make sure my headset is on correctly here. What? Someone pulls back the curtains, blinding me with a blast of searing sunlight. It takes a moment for my vision to adjust before I recognize my room. With a groan, I squint to see my cousin, Minami. Of course she'd be the one waking me up. The two of us grew up together, and are more like siblings than extended family. She's always been an early bird, and I still don't understand how she's so energetic. Every morning. Her grin is wide and bright.
Today's the first day of school! Come on, time to get up!
Here we go. Okay. My first day as a high school freshman. Alright, so yeah, these are visual novels, but they're also dating sims. There's no like these are literally like these are like rated PG. There's no like sexual content or anything like that. There might be like kissing or something, but that's about it. Let's see. My first day as a high school freshman. Nope, sleepy time. Nope, sleepy time. Let's see. She's right. Time to get up. No, let's be the funny person. Nope, sleepy time. I groan, rolling away from her. 10 more minutes. Something soft whacks the back of my head. Hey! I roll around to see Mina brandishing one of my pillows. She grins devilishly.
I don't think so, lazy bones. You'll be late if you fall back asleep.
I'm too exhausted to think of anything witty to say. Why does school have to be so early? My eyes begin to flutter shut again, but a soft whack to my face reawakens me. Really?
Come on, it's time to get up!
She playfully swings the pillow at my shoulder.
It's breakfast!
She hits me again, and again. I try swatting the pillow away, but to no avail. She is merciless. Sorry, that's Messenger. Let me actually, I'm gonna turn my phone on vibrate. There we go. Let's see. Reluctantly, I admit defeat. Okay. She swings the pillow just as I scramble out of bed. I manage to snatch it out of her hands. I'm up! Jeez! You couldn't have found a gentler way to wake me up? I will ad-lib sometimes, just a heads up. She grins.
I could have, but would it have been as effective?
I open my mouth to argue, but stop myself. She's not wrong. Mina puts her hands on her hips, obviously proud of herself.
That's what I thought. Meet you downstairs.
She walks out of my room, clearly feeling smug. I scrub my hand down my face, yawning. I need to hustle if I want to make it to breakfast on time. Sorry. Like I said, I'll be ad-libbing. Sometimes when I'm reading, the words kind of rush together, and then I just think of something else to say in place of it. So yeah, I will be ad-libbing sometimes. Sorry about that. I quickly get dressed, then run to the bathroom to brush my teeth and tidy my hair. Every step of the way, I feel like a zombie, rubbing my eyes. I try to ignore the exhaustion rippling through me. When I make it downstairs, I'm greeted by the sweet smell of fresh bread.
Good morning, sweetie.
Aunt Emiko beams at me. She's already dressed for work, her hair pulled up into a messy bun, and Mina sits across from her, chewing on some toast.
Breakfast is on the table.
She gestures to a plate with homemade bread and jam.
Your uncle baked it himself for your first day. I hope you like it.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do, give me a second, because it is kind of annoying, is I'm gonna turn down the music just a little bit more. Because it does kind of, it grates on the ears. It really does. Sorry, give me a second. I grin. Thank you, Aunt Emiko. This smells delicious.
Of course. Well, I better go help your uncle at the bakery. You know how people need their anpan before work. Have a great first day, you two.
One of the perks of having an aunt and uncle who own a bakery is that I get to eat delicious bread and pastries 24/7. Normally, Mom and Dad would greet me in the morning too, but they've left again for one of their business trips. Although they travel frequently, I'm never lonely. Having my aunt, uncle, and Mina in the house keeps the place lively. After we finish eating, Mina and I grab our book bags. Do you have everything?
Yep.
Cool, let's get going. I swing the door open and we begin our trek to school. The town is already bustling to life, with people going to work or school. Sometimes that'll happen too. I'll mix up words, so ignore that. A nice breeze tousles my hair and cools my skin. I feel a vibration in my pocket. Taking out my phone, I notice a message from my mom. Good luck on your first day of high school, honey. Wish we could be there to send you off. A moment later, a text from my dad follows. Have a good day at school, son. I know you'll do great. Don't forget to look after your cousin. A smile spreads across my face. Even though it's late where they are, my parents haven't forgotten to check in on me. I quickly respond to them with a thank you text. Mina has a silly smile on her face. My parents must have texted her too. What did my parents text you? She hugs her phone to her chest.
Not telling.
As we walk further, my aunt and uncle's bakery comes into view. A cluster of junior high school students pause by the entrance. Mina's face brightens.
Aw, look at them. They're so cute. It seems like just yesterday we were starting junior high.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that we're finally freshmen. Mina nods in agreement. We're only 2 days apart, so Mina and I have always been in the same grade. Mom and Aunt Emiko like to joke that there must have been something in the water. I overhear one of the students talking about swimming. Mina used to swim in junior high. I wonder if she wants to continue it. Are you planning to try out for the swim team this year?
You bet.
Are you nervous? She shrugs, then flashes me a sly smile.
You'll come to all of my competitions, right?
Of course I will. You're definitely gonna crush the competition and make the team. Her cheeks flush as her face blooms into a broader grin. And don't worry, this isn't that kind of and like honestly, yeah, this isn't that kind of visual novel. No, you cannot. There's no romancing a family member. That's not gonna happen. It's not that kind of visual novel.
That was very nice of you, cuz. Now I'm super excited.
You'll do great. Mina suddenly stops, digging into her backpack. What are you looking for?
My water bottle. All this talking is making me thirsty.
Surprise washes over her face.
Oh no, it's not here. Wait for me, okay?
Huh? It's just a water... She darts off the way we came. Bottle. I sigh, leaning against the side of the building. At least Mina discovered it sooner rather than later. Knowing her, there was an equally good chance that we'd have reached the school before she'd have noticed. Excuse me.
Hey!
Oh God, Kosei. So, before I continue, Kosei's the comic relief. You will find that out soon. Someone calls out to me, interrupting my thoughts. I blink, recognizing the voice. Kosei struts up to meet me. Kosei struts up to meet me, sorry. He and I have been best friends since the 6th grade. We met when playing sports together, and we've been inseparable ever since. His humor makes him fun to be around, and his competitive spirit keeps things interesting. Today, Kosei's hair is even more styled and well kept than usual. He's just as upbeat and confident as I remember. A few girls glance at him as they pass by. He catches their eyes and puffs out his chest, sauntering up the sidewalk. The girls stifle their giggles, which only encourages him. Kosei grins, carding his fingers dramatically through his hair. It looks so ridiculous that the girls finally start laughing, turning to whisper to each other. He grins from ear to ear and claps me on the back.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. You?
Great, obviously. Didn't you see how those girls were checking me out?
I don't have the heart to tell him the truth. The truth may be painful, but he needs to hear it. Checking out a complete pleb. Okay, the truth may be painful, but he needs to hear it. The truth may be painful, but he needs to hear it. No, Kosei, they were not interested.
What are you talking about?
They were laughing at you. You overdid it. He shakes his head and waves his hand.
Nah, no way.
No, really, they were walking away from you. Kosei laughs.
They were clearly into me. Just wait until we arrive at school. The same thing will happen all over again.
He grins and puffs out his chest. I'm sure it will happen again. Just not in the way Kosei's thinking. Uh-huh. He turns to face me.
Mina didn't come with you today? That's highly unusual.
She did, but had to go get something. Kosei scoffs.
Typical. It's finally the first day of high school and she's still unprepared.
See, I think him and Mina are gonna wind up together, honestly. I think Kosei and Mina are gonna wind up together.
Speaking of school, what are you looking forward to this year?
Let's see. Nothing. School is boring. The girls' new uniforms. What the fuck? Doing well in all my classes and sports. Nothing. School is boring. I'm looking forward to being home again as soon as possible. Kosei laughs.
Oh, come on! You're not even a little excited?
Nope. Kosei grins.
Well, I am.
Hi, I'm Mac.
We turn at the same time. Mina shifts her bag over her shoulder, out of breath and flushed from running. A slow, knowing smile spreads across Kosei's face.
And where were you?
Oh, I just had to grab something really quickly.
His grin broadens.
Why? Because you forgot something?
What? No?
Liar. You totally did.
And now you see why I think they're gonna wind up together. Mina huffs, feigning indifference.
So what if I did? Don't be so nosy.
Kosei sighs.
Scatterbrained and it's only the first day. You'd probably forget your head if it wasn't attached to you.
She scoffs.
You only wish you could be scatterbrained.
Why would I wish that?
Because you'd need a brain in the first place for it to be scattered?
Kosei sputters.
What? Hey!
He crosses his arms.
Whatever. I'm just saying, unlike you, I take the first day of high school seriously.
She chuckles, rolling her eyes.
Whatever you say, Gary Oak.
He chokes.
What did you call me?
She lifts an eyebrow, smirk broadening into a grin.
How long did it take you to gel your hair like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. My hair is always this perfect.
Uh-huh. So you just happened to wake up looking like the Lockblade Master from Domain of Hearts?
He grins, flicking his bangs out of his eyes.
Yes, I always wake up looking this good.
Do you even hear yourself? You're such a narcissist.
And now I'm leaving. Or, wow, just look at this old, yeah. Wow, just look at this old couple. I laugh. You guys bicker like you're married. That freezes both of them in their tracks.
What did you say?
Excuse me?
I raise my eyebrows, amused. Did I stutter? Mina's face scrunches up, but her cheeks flush a light shade of pink.
Yeah, right. Me? Married to him?
Kosei chuckles, crossing his arms.
Yeah, in her dreams.
More like in yours.
I chuckle again. Let's just get going. Soon we come across other students walking in our direction. They wear the same high school uniforms as us, chatting familiarly amongst each other. Finally, I see the building taking shape beyond a hill. We pause in front of the school. All right, let me save it really quick. The neutral, sleek building reminds me of our junior high, but there's a different feeling in the air today. Crossing through these gates for the first time feels almost reverent, as if it's a rite of passage. Kosei claps me on the back, wearing a look of happy determination.
Here we are. The moment we've been preparing for. The next step we take will officially start our high school lives.
He turns to me, wearing a wide grin.
Are you ready?
Today I become a man. I reply with a determined nod. Today I will leave behind the innocence of adolescence and join my brethren in entering manhood.
Amen, brother.
What the hell? I take a breath and ready myself to enter. Lifting my foot, I firmly step through the gates, Kosei right beside me. Together, we share a knowing look. Mina casually strolls through.
You two are such drama queens. Look, you've entered the school grounds and nothing's changed.
But she's wrong. Now, I have become a man. What the hell? We cross into the courtyard, which is abuzz with laughter and chatter. The excitement in the air is infectious, and I feel my mood lift with each new face I see. Kosei wears a broad grin as he drinks in the energy. He nods.
Yep, this year's definitely gonna be great.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Hold on.
Yep, this year's definitely gonna be great. I can feel it.
Mina snorts, but Kosei ignores her.
I've already got big plans.
What plans?
Well, I'm going to join a sports club. I'm not sure which one yet, but if I prove myself, I might even make it to be captain of the team.
You don't even know which club you want to join, but you're already planning on being captain?
Yes, you gotta aim big, Mina.
I grin. Kosei has a knack for finding competition in everything.
And that's why this year, I'm finally gonna get a girlfriend!
Mina bursts out laughing.
Maybe in your dreams, because that's the only place you'll find a girl who's willing to put up with you.
Damn! Kosei waves a dismissive hand towards her.
You'll see, Mina. This is the year it's gonna happen. I can just feel it.
He throws an arm around my neck, pulling me in with a big grin.
It'll happen before this guy gets one, too.
I scoff. Mina pauses, looking back and forth between the two of us.
I'm not sure which one of you two is more clueless about women, since you're both single.
I'm still waiting for the one. I'm saving myself for my soulmate. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I really want to find someone who I connect with on a deeper level. If that means it'll take longer before I find her, then I'm willing to wait. Mina smiles at me.
That's so noble of you.
Kosei grins.
Same here. I'm just speeding up the process by looking for her.
Mina doesn't seem convinced.
That's not how it works.
As if you would know. You've never had a boyfriend.
She crosses her arms and looks away.
So, maybe I don't want one.
Or maybe it's because you act too much like a boy.
Her face flushes.
I do not act like a boy.
You don't exactly act like a lady either.
How?
Well, your yelling right now isn't very ladylike.
Mina lets out a groan of frustration.
I wouldn't have to yell if you acted more like a gentleman.
I'd act more like a gentleman if there was a lady present.
Not again. Tuning out their squabble, I take a look around. My gaze is drawn to a girl I've never seen before. Whoa. Who's that? Her uniform is... Her uniform looks a little disheveled, as if she threw it on without a care. She has long raven hair that falls partly in front of her face. As she brushes it away, I notice that her features are strikingly exotic and foreign. She's like no one I've ever seen before, and I can't tear my gaze away. Pulling on Kosei's sleeve, I interrupt his argument with Mina. Hey, do you see that girl? Who is that?
Who?
He glances wildly around. Her! I direct his attention towards the main doors, but she's gone.
It's a little too early to be imagining girls.
I swear I saw someone. Mina and Kosei share a look, then shrug.
Whatever you say, my man. Anyway, you've got all year to find her.
Students both old and new begin to file into the building. We should get to class soon. Which one are you guys in? There's a large board in the schoolyard, which lists all the schedules. We stop by and take a look.
We're all in the same class. This should be fun.
Back in junior high, I had a class with Kosei one year, and one with Mina the next year. Then, Mina and Kosei shared a class in the final year.
Like I keep saying, I have a good feeling about this.
I grin. Having both of them in my class with me will be great. Together, we enter the school. The hallways are just as full of students as the courtyard was, especially as more file in. Checking the labels above the doors, our classroom is towards the end of the hall. I'm jostled against the lockers a few times as some students push by in a hurry. We still have some time. Those must be the kids who like to get to class extra early. Finally, we find our home run. Most of the students have already arrived and are grouped in bunches. Sorry, give me a second. Let me kinda... take a small break. Okay. We find a section in the back of the room with 3 open desks and take a seat. To my surprise, that same raven-haired girl enters the room. She sits in the nearest open seat, which happens to be next to Kosei. I catch Kosei and Mina's attention. Look, it's her! The girl I was talking about! Kosei's eyes widen and he lets out a low, appreciative breath.
I can see why you were trying to point her out to us.
Ah, I guess she wasn't imaginary after all.
Suddenly, the girl looks in our direction. Both Kosei and Mina immediately look away. Since we've accidentally made eye contact, the only polite thing to do is to acknowledge it. I give her a small polite smile. She doesn't react. Just as it's about to get awkward, she leans slightly away. Still, looking in my direction. Is there something behind her? Or is there something behind me? Sorry, my bad. Taking a tentative glance behind, I notice a bird fluttering by the window. Oh, that explains it. When I turn back around, she returns to facing to the front of the room. Soon, the teacher enters the classroom and motions for us to take our seats. Chairs scrape across the floor as students settle in.
Good morning, everyone. I am Miss Sato, and I will be your homeroom teacher for this year. I'm looking forward to teaching everyone. Let's get started with attendance.
Roll call goes smoothly as everyone who is on the list is present. Misato introduces the first subject, officially starting our first class of the day. Most of the time is spent going over the syllabus and teacher expectations, which isn't a surprise. First days are normally like this. Tomorrow is when we'll dive into the actual content. Finally, Misato concludes the lesson. We have a few minutes break before the next class starts, and everyone is taking full advantage. The groups have reformed, but the whispers snaking around the room are all about the dark-haired girl. I overhear two students talking beside me.
Hey, you see that girl over there? That's Kira Igarashi.
The second student's eyes widen.
An Igarashi? Seriously? How do you know?
How do you not know? I heard she moved here over the summer.
You don't say.
He glances back over at Kira, his renewed interest evident in his tone. The first student laughs, cuffing his friend on the ears.
Don't think too much about it, as if she'd be interested in you.
She's single, isn't she? She could be.
I tune them out as a few of the more outgoing girls stop by Kira's desk to introduce themselves. She politely receives them, but seems uninterested in furthering the conversation. They quickly depart, and Kira keeps to herself, doodling in a notebook. Ah, damn. Sorry, my glasses hit the damn mic. What the fuck? Okay. The whispers only intensify from her aloofness. Kosei hops out of his seat and sits on Mina's desk. He gestures for me to come closer, so I do, leaning on the desk with him.
What do you think of her?
He gestures towards Kira. Mina glances curiously over to her. Oh, okay, so I remember this. So, okay, this is hilarious. So, in one of the games, people were complaining that not all of the characters were romanceable. Like, it was, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was, Crystalline. In Crystalline, people were complaining not all the characters were romanceable, right? So, that's why they put this option here. I hope she's romanceable, because people were mad that all the characters were not romanceable in that last game. One of the characters, understandably so, but still, people were upset that all the characters weren't romanceable. So, we're gonna go with this one. I hope she's romanceable. Finally, there's a girl here I really like. I hope she's someone I can pursue. Kosei gives me a knowing grin.
Is that you trying to lay claim to her?
Here it comes. Wait for it. Well, is she already interested in someone else? So there in the last game, there was a girl who was a rogue who was interested in another dude.
She just got here.
Or too young. There was a girl from a magic school that was underage.
Pretty sure we're all the same age.
Or related to me. There was, and that was in, I'm trying to remember. That wasn't in that wasn't in Crystalline, that was in Ace Academy. You had in Ace Academy, it's weird. That you have a lot of weirdos that read visual novels and dating sims. In Ace Academy, you actually have a little sister. Really, really weird. But yeah, that was one of the things people complained about.
What?
I'm just covering all the I'm just covering all of my bases so no one can tell me that this top tier waifu is non-romanceable. Kosei just stares at me.
Dude, what are you even saying?
Nothing. But seriously, she's all everyone is talking about.
Well, she is an Igarashi.
Do you think she's related to the tech conglomerate Igarashi? Everyone knows the Igarashi name and brand. Along with major companies like Sunsang. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of these. Sunsang. Their software and electronics dominate the industry. He shrugs.
It's not exactly a common name. Have you ever met an Igarashi who wasn't related to them?
He pauses, furrowing his brows.
Or any Igarashi for that matter.
He's not wrong. I have never met an Igarashi before. I shoot another glance her way. Kira continues to be focused on her notebook. I wonder how she feels about all the attention. Kosei looks at Mina.
I'm kinda surprised you haven't already gone over to introduce yourself.
She already looks uncomfortable. Why would I pile even more attention on her?
Because she's a cute, single girl?
Mina raises an eyebrow.
And that's relevant to me how?
It's relevant to every single guy in here.
I'm sorry. Holy shit.
I'm not a guy.
Kosei gives Mina a once-over.
Could have fooled me.
He's an idiot.
Oh wow, how clever. How long were you waiting to use that one?
Thankfully, the next instructor enters the classroom before they can continue bickering. We all quiet down. Kosei and I return to our seats, as do the other students. Once we're all seated, the teacher begins the next lesson. And time skip. Alright, so I'm gonna save it. Always save on a time skip. Alright. The midday bell chimes, announcing our lunch hour. Conversations break out across the room as students take out their meals and sit with their friends. There's a certain part, I will say this, there's a certain part I'm trying to get to before I end the live. I'm not going to end it anytime soon. But there's a certain part I'm trying to get to because it'll set it up great for the next part. For the next live, I mean. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Later, you'll see what I'm talking about. Mina, Kosei, and I group our desks together. I open my bento and the delicious scent of udon fills the air. Kosei perks up.
Hey, that looks so good. Did your aunt make it?
Yep.
Your aunt is the best cook, I swear.
Oh, sorry.
Your aunt is the best cook, I swear. May I?
Sure. I scoot my bowl closer to him, and Kosei takes a big bite. His eyes light up.
Oh man, it's so good!
He then glances at Mina's neatly prepared bento of yakisoba and vegetables.
That looks good too.
A smug smile spreads across Mina's face.
Do you want to try it?
I thought you'd never ask.
Kosei takes another big bite and sighs contentedly.
If I could eat like this every day,
Wait for it.
I'd be so happy.
Do you like it?
This is also another reason why I think they're going to wind up dating before the end of this. He reaches over to steal more food.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Why, thank you.
Kosei stares at Mina, his chopsticks still in midair.
Why are you thanking me?
Because I made this delicious lunch that you enjoy so much.
You made this?
Yeah?
Sorry, I got a news break on my phone just now that says Elon Musk has taken control of Twitter, and his first move was firing 2 top executives. So, yeah. She beams proudly as Kosei looks back and forth between the food and Mina.
But it's not just edible. It's tasty.
That's the point.
You tricked me.
You binge baited. I love it. Watch with amusement. Yeah, let's just watch. Sorry, just sitting up in my chair. I continue eating as my gaze flicks back and forth between the pair. Kosei puts down his chopsticks and waits.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for the inevitable food poisoning to happen.
She crosses her arms.
Really?
Finally, Kosei relaxes.
I'm still alive. In that case...
He picks his chopsticks back up and attempts to steal more of Mina's lunch. but she blocks him.
You can't insult it and then go for more.
I shake my head and dive back into my udon. After a small lull in the conversation, Kosei perks up again.
Oh, hey! Did I tell you guys I got a new job?
Really? That's wonderful. Where is it?
He crosses his arms and grins.
At the new arcade!
Wow, that's awesome.
I know, right?
He chuckles and leans back in his chair.
I'm finally saying goodbye to the simple life of a ramen shop assistant. Trust me, my new gig is incredible. The stuff I get to work with is top-notch.
He must be talking about the games. I bet there's some really cool ones. Mina lights up.
That's amazing. We're gonna have to visit you sometime.
Excuse me, sorry.
You should.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks.
I know Kosei wasn't thrilled with his old job at the ramen shop. I'm happy to see him moving on to something he'll enjoy.
How's it working at the bakery?
Gotta make that dough. Really? Oh my goodness, that's cringe. It's better than other places. Yeah, let's go with gotta make that dough. I flash him a grin. I need to make money somehow. Kosei snickers.
It's better than just loafing around.
Oh god. Mina laughs.
Yeah, we're just,
Oh no.
rolling out dough.
Kosei and I both stare at her.
What?
You mean rolling in dough? She falters.
No, you know, like when you roll the dough.
Sorry, I'm trying to contain myself here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. We both stare at her. She crosses her arms.
Whatever. Your puns were lame anyway.
Our conversation meanders into more trivial things, and before we know it, lunch is over. We put our stuff away and return our desks to their original position. After everyone has settled down, the teacher begins class. The rest of the day goes by faster than I anticipated, and our first day of school is over. I sling my bag over my shoulder and follow Mina and Kosei out of the classroom.
Hey, do you guys want to hang out somewhere?
Sorry, I can't. I promised a friend we'd meet up after class. Don't have too much fun without me.
Alright, so we're getting close to that point. I'm not sure how long I've been streaming. How long have I been streaming? Not long. I may go for an extra hour. I don't know. But we're getting close to the point that I was talking about.
Don't worry, we will.
Ignoring his last comment, Mina walks away. Kosei looks over to me and shrugs.
Well, looks like it's just you and me today. Want to practice soccer in the quad?
It's been a while since the two of us last played a scrimmage. We initially bonded over soccer as Kosei has a natural talent for it. He was good enough to join the junior high team, but never did. I'd be down for that. Let's go. The two of us make our way down to the open field behind the school. It's empty except for the scattering of some students milling about. There's a nice cool breeze, making it excellent weather to practice. Why the sudden interest in soccer? Kosei picks up a soccer ball from the nearby rack.
Now that I've got my new job, I was thinking about joining the soccer club.
That's a great idea. It's too bad you couldn't join the junior high team.
Yeah, I have the means now, but not the practice.
This new job must afford him more time for club activities. His old job was really demanding and took up a lot of his schedule. And when he wasn't working, he was babysitting his siblings. Kosei heads straight for the goal and positions himself in the middle, then tosses me the ball. I grin, catching it. Goalie was the position Kosei always played. You ready?
Yeah, kick some at me.
I nod and snap a fast kick towards the net. The ball goes flying, but Kosei blocks it with his chest. He flashes me a cocky grin as he throws the ball back.
No challenge, just like I remember.
This time, I aim the kick higher. He catches it easily in both hands and laughs.
Are you even trying?
Determination flares through my veins. I feint a kick to one side of the net before sending it to the opposite side. Kosei doesn't fall for my feint. He blocks my shot with his head, sending the ball sailing.
Amateur trick. You can't fake me out that easily. And don't call me Kosei the Wall Nakahara for nothing.
Nobody calls you that.
Sure they do. Don't be hating because you never got a nickname.
I grip my teeth as I collect the ball. This next shot will definitely score. Kosei squares up, ready for my kick. I line up my shot and aim for the far right of the corner of the goal. The ball soars in the air, reaching high towards the net. Like a flash of lightning, Kosei darts to the right. Leaping up, his outstretched hand bats the ball away.
Oh!
He cheers and breaks into a victory dance.
And the crowd goes wild!
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm helping him practice. It's not like I'm joining a soccer club. I've got to admit, that was impressive. He's just as good as he was before, if not better. Alright, that was awesome. Kosei pauses and flicks the bangs out of his eyes.
It was, wasn't it?
He is a narcissist. Kosei kicks the ball back to me, and we continue to practice. After a few hours, we make our way to the bleachers and sit down. Kosei takes a long drink from his water bottle.
Hey, thanks for practicing with me today.
No problem. For someone claiming to be out of practice, you still delivered on the field. He grins. Keep that up, and you'll be a part of the club in no time. Maybe you can even try out as a starter afterwards. You're good enough to make it.
Thanks, man.
He claps a hand on my shoulder.
I really appreciate it. Seriously, don't hesitate to come to me if you need any help this year. We bros need to stick together, right?
I nod, a genuine smile lifting my face. For a moment, we just grin at each other until we realize we're staring into each other's eyes. Oh, what the hell. Own this bromance. It's not like they kiss, that's the thing. It's not like they kiss. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, screw it. I return the shoulder clasp. There's nothing weird about this, just two bros being bros. After a moment, Kosei clears his throat.
So, maybe we can let go of each other now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't even know I was gonna say that. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a good idea. We quickly pull apart. Kosei suddenly blinks.
Wow, I didn't realize how late it is.
I look around at the waning light. We were so focused on practicing that we didn't notice the time fly by.
I've got to get home. I haven't even started my homework.
Yeah, me too. After we both packed, Kosei waves and then walks off. I squint, watching the sun dip below the treetops. If I don't hurry, I'll lose the last ray of light. As I head off the field, I decide to take a different route home. Cutting through the shrine is supposed to be a shortcut through the neighborhoods. Given it's already so late in the day, I should try it. I make good time, and it's not long before I see the shrine. This is where it gets interesting, guys. So, the first time I played this, I had no idea what this story was about. I thought it was, just gonna be like a slice of life story. It's sort of that, but at the same time, it's a reverse isekai. It's a reverse to another world. You'll see what I mean. The groundskeepers rhythmically sweep the gate, bowing to me as I pass through. The place is surprisingly empty, with the exception of an elderly woman in front of the offering box. She turns around, and a few notes of cash drop out of her pocket. Scooping up the cash, I rush over to the old woman. Excuse me, I think you dropped this.
Oh, thank you, young man.
No problem. She gratefully accepts the money, returning it to her pocket.
Not everyone would have returned this to its rightful owner. Some may have kept it for themselves.
I wouldn't do that. Returning it is the right thing to do. She offers me a wrinkled smile.
You're a good man.
Thank you, but I just did what anyone should. Since that's now taken care of, I should be heading back. I won't continue to disturb you. Have a good night.
Wait! Don't be so hasty.
She gives me a look. For some reason, a shiver runs down my spine.
The evening is young, and the ethereal energy dances among us. If you make an offering at the shrine tonight, your prayer may just be answered.
Okay, thanks. Ethereal energy. That's not a thing. Besides, everyone comes to the shrine to pray, hoping that their wishes come true.
The astral continuum aligns. Your timing tonight is no mere coincidence. There may yet be a prophetic purpose for your arrival.
Well, this conversation took a turn for the strange. I'm not sure about all that. I'm just taking a shortcut to get home.
Ah, but you don't normally take this path, do you?
I pause. How does she know? Must be a lucky guess. My pause is enough to grant another wrinkled grin.
Exactly. Feel the energy and look into the ether. Let not this opportunity go to waste.
A rustling sound distracts me, and I look back towards the gate. A distorted howl follows. What was that? Another shiver runs down my spine. Was that ethereal nonsense real? After a moment, a small dog runs out. I let out a breath I'd been holding. Of course not. When I turn back to the old woman, she's gone. Where'd she go? Scanning around me, I remain alone. Even the groundskeepers have disappeared. That's not ominous at all. Maybe there is something mysterious going on tonight. Shaking my head, I scoff. What am I saying? There's nothing special about today. I just happened to run into an old lady who's probably going senile. That's all. And yet my gaze is drawn back to the offering box. Is it possible that my wish could come true? Yeah, ethereal energy. What an enigmatic idea. Of course wishes don't just come true, but there's only one way to prove that this is merely the ramblings of a crazy person. I walk towards the offering box and drop a coin in. I bow and clap my hands, keeping them pressed together. Then I close my eyes. Time to wish for something completely ridiculous and outlandish. Let's see if the ethereal energy is ready for this. This all feels insane anyway. I wish for a rich, beautiful princess to fall out of the sky. I hold my breath in anticipation, peeking my eyes open. Nothing happens. Of course, nothing happened. This is proof that that woman was just spouting nonsense. Maybe she was lonely and looking for someone to talk to. Either way, there is no reason for me to stay here any longer. As I step away from the offering box, I can't help but look around again. A part of me hopes that she'll reappear and I can tell her that it didn't happen, just as I predicted. Still, I laugh. What a funny idea. A fast whooshing sound interrupts my thoughts. Strange. What could that be? There it is. I look up at the sky just in time for something to knock me flat on my back. Ooh! My vision goes hazy as my head hits the ground. What just happened? I groan, trying to move my limbs. It feels like there's something holding me down. Gingerly, I blink my eyes open. As the area refocuses into view, there's a girl with long blonde hair sitting on top of me. Her clothes are unlike anything I recognize, reminding me of a fantasy character. Her eyes are squeezed shut as she yelps. Blinking, she looks around her, carefully taking in the shrine.
Where am I?
Suddenly, she freezes. Her hands press down on my chest. She furrows her brows before her gaze meets my own. In a flash, her eyes narrow in anger.
What do you think you're doing?
Close my eyes so she can't see me. Yes. Uh-oh. This won't be good. How am I supposed to explain this? Quick, think of something. I squeeze my eyes shut. There, now I'm safe. When I peek them open, she's still glaring at me.
Well, explain yourself.
That's amazing.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
She glances down at herself again.
And why have you put me in such a compromising position?
You put yourself in that position.
I most certainly did not.
There's nothing keeping you on top of me. And you haven't even attempted to move. She blinks, quickly untangling herself from me. Carefully, she gets back to her feet. Stifling a groan, I slowly get up as well. My back and head throb from the fall. Why did you fall on me? She balks.
The better question is, why did you summon me?
I don't even know who you are. She holds her head up high, hooking one of her hands to on her hip.
You are in the presence of Princess Erilyn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of Veldon.
I can do a long name too. That's amazing. Let's see. I haven't heard of these. I haven't heard of those places. Do all the crazies come to this shrine? Yeah, I'm gonna do a long name too. She's not the only one who can tack on random titles to their name. Well, I am Hiro Akai, firstborn to my kin name and attender of Hotoku High School, honorable resident of Matsukaze. Erilyn furrows her brows.
I know all places of Veldin. Matsukaze does not exist.
That's because Matsukaze isn't in Veldin.
Then where am I?
You're in Japan.
Japan? I've been kidnapped by a Japanite commoner?
Japanese. Because more importantly, this is not a kidnapping. Her eyes momentarily widen again before her scowl returns.
Then return me home at once.
I can't.
You must.
I don't know how you got here in the first place. And I definitely don't know how to get you back. She sighs.
Well, if you won't do it, then I'll have to do it myself. Now, where is my scepter?
Once again, she glances around herself. Her eyes widen in panic.
My scepter! Where is it?
Maybe you left it back in the palace, Your Highness. Her eyes flash again.
It never leaves my side.
Jeez. I didn't realize the scepter was so important. I always thought of it as a symbol of power, and not something used outside of ceremonies. After combing through the immediate vicinity, she ends up empty-handed.
Clearly my scepter is not here. Just use your cast to send me back.
What does that even mean? Besides, I still wouldn't know back to where.
Were you not listening? I am Princess Erilyn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of...
Repeating it doesn't help if I have no idea what you're saying.
You cannot dismiss Veldin simply because of your ignorance.
She keeps mentioning Veldin as if it's real. Could she really be from an entirely different place? How was she transported here? Was it really my wish? I can't wrap my head around all the questions I have. I don't know what's going on, but all of this weird stuff happened after I talked to that old woman. We need to go find her.
Stop making excuses. There's no one here.
Is this one of those prank shows? Someone's going to jump out and be like, "Aha! We got you for making such a wild wish for a princess, for asking for a princess."
So you did invoke black arts to transport me here. I knew it! A Japanite kidnapper after all.
I'm not a kidnapper. And I didn't do black magic. I didn't think my wish would actually come true. She crosses her arms.
It's clearly your fault I've been summoned here, which means it's your responsibility to get me back home.
Okay, I'll just do what I did before.
Finally.
Here we go. I wish you would return home. Nothing happens. Well, I tried.
That's it? Do it properly like you did the first time.
I don't even know what happened the first time.
Just try.
Fine. I close my eyes and think with all of my might. Beads of sweat line my brow, but nothing happens. I open my eyes and frown. Erilyn crosses her arms, a concerned look on her face.
You didn't do this intentionally? You really don't know what happened?
I nod.
Well, then I suppose I can navigate.
She looks around her, but seems lost. Her confident expression wavers for a moment, and I catch a look of fear and uncertainty in her eyes. Everything must seem so unfamiliar to her. Help a girl in need. My parents taught me to be a gentleman, and that includes helping a girl when she's in need. No matter how weird the situation may be, or how crazy the girl may be. You can trust me. Or you can trust in me. I'll help you. You can stay with me and my family while we figure things out. She hesitates. Don't worry, my aunt, uncle, and cousin will understand. Finally, she nods.
I suppose that will do while there is no alternative option present.
The sky is already dark by the time we set off down the path towards home. So much for taking a shortcut. Since we'll be together for at least a day, you can call me Hero.
You may address me as Princess Erilyn Dawn, Duchess of Eleanor, 3rd heiress of Veldin.
I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick to Erilyn.
You dare not even address me by my title of princess?
Yeah, about that. There are a few things we need to go over. The first thing is that you can't go around declaring yourself a princess.
I can't help my birthright.
Yeah, but people will think you're crazy.
Do Japanites not know what a princess is?
Japanese, and of course we do.
Then I fail to see the problem.
The problem is we already have princesses from Japan.
So, I'm not claiming to be from Japan.
I sigh. On second thought, I'll do all the talking. She shoots me a look, then resumes her arrogant expression.
Perhaps that's best. Clearly there is a communication barrier between royalty and commoners.
Why was I helping her again? Don't worry, she's not always this narcissistic. She won't be always this narcissistic. Her views change as she learns to live in Japan. But starting off, she's kind of annoying. Let's see. Let's just get going before it gets too dark. We fall silent as I lead us home. Erilyn continually surveys our surroundings, her expression softening into curiosity. As we near the house, my steps start to slow. What am I going to tell my family? I need to come up with a story for why Erilyn needs to stay with us. I have to tell everyone she's a foreigner, since there's no way she can pass for Japanese. Maybe she's a new foreign exchange student. Although, that wouldn't explain why she has to live in our house. Thinking hard, I have a vague memory of an international student from a few years ago who stayed in our neighbor's house. It was a program to help them become immersed in the culture. The homestay program. That'll do. Feeling more confident about the situation, I pause in front of the door and turn to Erilyn. Remember, don't say anything. Let me do the talking. I don't give her a chance to reply before opening the door and entering the house. Aunt Emiko, Uncle Hajime, and Mina are together in the living room. Upon my entry, Mina is the first one to greet me.
Finally! Weren't you just hanging out with Kosei? What took you so long?
Sorry, I just came back from the, airport. Mina freezes when she notices Erilyn.
Is that a girl? Mother? Father? You see this, right? I'm not going crazy?
That's funny. Aunt Emiko and Uncle Hajime look over curiously.
No, sweetie. We see her too.
Mina squints.
Okay, good. I thought I was going crazy because not only is there a pretty girl here, but those clothes are really unique.
This attire happens to be my
Cosplay outfit! Erilyn stares blankly at me. I motion for her to just go along with it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mina takes another look, clearly impressed.
Did she make that outfit herself? The level of detail and craftsmanship is impressive. The material looks so high quality, too.
Erilyn grins, smoothing out her dress.
How very kind of you to notice. It was woven from the finest silks by the palace seamstresses.
Palace?
Yeah, her cosplay character is a princess. She's very dedicated. Uncle Hajime clears his throat.
Ah, lovely. Does your friend have a name?
Erilyn opens her mouth, but I interrupt before she can speak. This is Erilyn. She glares at me, which I ignore. She's a part of the homestay program and just arrived. Mina furrows her brow.
You mean that program our neighbors did? Isn't she supposed to be staying with them?
No, she'll be staying with us. Dad signed us up for the program before school started. Didn't he tell you?
No.
On Emiko looks towards Uncle Hajime, who shakes his head.
I didn't hear about this either.
I try to play it off as no big deal, even though I'm sure they can hear the hammering in my chest. He must have forgotten to tell you. You know how they are, always forgetting things. Remember that time Dad almost left without his luggage? Uncle Hajime chuckles.
That definitely sounds like your father. The amount of time he's lost his keys.
Aunt Emiko nods.
It's because they're on the road so often. Having to keep track of everything can be tough.
It seems like things are going well so far. So, Erilyn can stay, right?
Yes, of course.
She turns towards Erilyn and offers her a warm smile.
Welcome to our home.
Erilyn is such a unique name. Where are you from?
I am from Velden.
Well then...
Sweden is what I think she meant to say. Thick accent.
Oh, of course. I'm sure Erilyn must be tired after such a long flight. Why don't we show her to the spare bedroom so she can rest?
Yes, we'll have plenty of time for questions later.
Great, I'll show her to her room. Erilyn nods to my family before following me upstairs. We go down the hall and I lead her into the guest room. I gently shut the door while she inspects the room. This is where you'll be staying.
Where's the rest of it?
This is it. She looks around again.
Well, at least it's clean.
That's probably the closest to a compliment she can give. She steps over to the bed and delicately hops on. A thoughtful expression crosses her face as she tries out a few experimental bounces. I'll let you get some rest, and we can revisit what to do in the morning. But before I go, I want to make sure you understand that while you're stuck here with me, you're Erilyn, the international student from Sweden. Got it? She frowns.
You want me to pretend to be a commoner?
You saw how curious my family was, right? Imagine that happening every time you meet someone. It'll be easier for us to search for answers if you aren't attracting everyone's attention. She waves me
Fine.
off.
If it will expedite the process, then I will do it.
I nod. That should help make things easier. Erilyn glances expectantly at me.
That will be all then.
Right. I leave her room and return to mine, stifling a yawn. It has been a very long evening, and all I want to do now is sleep. I rehearse how to explain Erilyn's presence, then get my things in order for school tomorrow. Afterwards, I get ready for bed. With a grateful sigh, I fall into my bed, wrapping the blankets around me, and doze off into a blissful sleep. And that is where we are going to stop for today. That's where we're going to stop for today. Okay. So, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I am Plague Stomp. I'll be doing this a little more, little by little every day, because this is quite a long story. It's not a short story at all. So, I'm gonna be doing this a little every single day. I just wanted to get it started tonight. That way I can actually go off of something tomorrow. Like, because I'll probably be on most of the day tomorrow trying to do this. But yeah, anyway. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, enjoying the story, etc. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Yeah.